No.
Was the same questionnaire used for the morning group, or? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, we can. No, everybody's following the same process, just, previous phases. Some different people have been involved. And as I said, we're doing this market is the first one, the US. But we're also going to China, Japan, France, Switzerland. France and Russia, Switzerland. You all done? Yes, ready?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe let's start then. And I think so. Appreciate this. Were you able to use your colors? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Underline and circle anything in yellow that you liked, and with the other color, mostly the blues or purple, is the opposite, right? And like and that you felt was clear or unclear, right? When it was the negative aspect. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Well, thank you for the exercise. So you did a big part of this, what we needed. But now it's actually the meaty stuff is discussing, right? And I really want to encourage everybody to speak up, really voice your opinion and thoughts. Not trying to reach a consensus, that's fine as well. So don't feel you need to align with the person sitting next to you, right? And I guess we'll go step by step. We'll start with the first piece, which is, this manifesto. And maybe without looking at it again, just by memory. If you were trying to summarize a little bit what was on that page, what you kept in mind on that first piece that you answered about, which was the manifesto, what topics, stayed in your mind? What do you keep in mind about that manifesto in particular?
We talked a lot about honesty and trustworthiness.
Yes. What else?
A lot about how the heritage and past are continue to shape our future.
Yes.
Craftsmanship and savoir-faire and that uniqueness.
Yes.
Importance of integrity.
Yes. Yep.
I felt some points were very specific, but others were a little bit more generic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And
Yeah, ambiguous.
yeah.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
Okay. In general, regarding this manifesto and the 4 paragraphs, and we'll go into the details specifically because I want to learn more. But what were your feelings inside? What did you sense?
I mean, overall, it was positive.
Meaning?
It was.
What does it mean, positive?
I mean, they were all values and that were, that I specifically appreciate and, I think make a workplace, are important to a workplace.
Okay. What else? Be frank. Don't be afraid. What did you feel about this page, the manifesto, when you read it?
I guess I struggled with the not thinking of this towards my brand or what they're saying here. I see different things enacted, so it's hard for me. This sounds beautiful, in a perfect world and all that, and they care about the world and leaving it well, that. It sounds nice. I just don't know how much we're doing it.
Do I need it? Is that what you said?
Some of it's I work in the corporate side, I also work the boutique side, so I'm
Yes.
It's going to vary depending on where you fall on the first page, kind of your department or function.
Okay. So not sure it really spoke to you. Not sure I need it. What else?
I think maybe piggyback on what she's saying, not a matter of not sure that it spoke to you, that you need it, but not, I guess, certain of how accurate it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use digital.
Yeah,
I
that
would
was
say isn't exactly accurate.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that either.
Yeah.
I know, I remember
Like-
Arcadium,
I was
for like
a
the
little-
makeup.
I feel like they just kind of added it so that they can say that, we're in the digital field,
Right.
digital
Yeah.
space.
Because it is the
Yeah.
future.
Because, like, in all honesty, we've seen over, like, the past year or two, they had a, like, chief digital officer, but then she left for another role in Geneva, but I don't know what sort of direction we're going towards.
Okay.
I don't understand our digital strategy, and I think that's something that needs to be addressed,
Okay.
especially in today's current climate.
Gotcha.
And
Yes. So specifically the digital might be.
And I think it's going to vary again from whether you're a corporate or work in different functions, like for a specific maison, because I think if you work for a specific maison, you're a little bit more far removed than,
Agreed.
yeah, the
Mhm.
information that's going around in terms of corporate or, kind
Okay.
of information like you just stated.
Yeah. Yeah. How about yourself? What do you think?
I kind of agree with everyone that there are definitely some things that sound really good or look good on paper, but might not necessarily have like concrete follow through. And same with the technology. I think the first part of that, like we continuously explore new territories is true. I think like acquiring Net-a-Porter was a good move towards digital, but I have no idea where the rest of the digital kind of comes into that.
Understood. Okay. How would you explain, again, we don't have to read it again, we'll do it in a minute, but if you were to explain this to a colleague, you would say, okay, hey, you know what, I've seen this manifesto, it's about what?
Craftsmanship.
Yes. What else?
Caring for our world.
Yes.
Well, and our employees and our workplace.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, it's, parts of it too, like I said, it was a little vague in the sense that you could, in comparing to other experiences, other brands, you can kind of copy and paste. They kind of try to speak to certain areas the same way. So,
Okay.
um,
So, it's like the same as so the others would do it, the Kering and the LVMH of the world would also be able to say it?
yeah, in some parts, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
okay.
about heritage and history and all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point. Anything else?
I appreciate that they're about like the no compromise. Like I
Yeah.
like that idea of, we're not doing something just because it's on trend or because, we feel like it's the right thing or like your integrity's there, I suppose, like the brand
Yes.
integrity or I appreciate
Yes.
that, where you're not just a lemming.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's a good point. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to fall into, like, doing what's trendy and kind of abandoning, like, your core values. But, like, putting that importance on our core values, I think that's an important thing.
And I do like the statement about the one voice, having one voice. That was pretty accurate and impactful, I think, in a lot of ways.
Why?
Because it's, again, in comparison to other experiences, it is more uniform. It is, it really speaks that it's, from my experience, it's, you feel like you are part of one entity and not a bunch of separate different entities.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes. Gotcha.
So-
It's more like that
Collaboration.
Yeah.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, I need you to speak really because I don't want to make it wrong interpretations, right? But so far, I'm hearing quite okay. Yes, some positive things, feel good, but we're not so much there. But maybe not that different or specific versus competition. And some. So you know what? Let's go through each. And then, and at a decent pace, and then wrap up, and at the end of this discussion, we'll move on to the next page. But I really want to, here, everything that's working, that's good, and everything that's not, because that's your chance, right? And I won't cry, or I won't be promoted if you know, if everything is great. I didn't write it, so I'm cool with what you want to say. Okay? So the first one, we think beyond today. And my questions are always the same. Is it clear? Is it appealing? Is it differentiating enough for Richemont? You know, does it really put forward enough of our strengths and assets, right? This group is unique. You have all these unique brands, right? Did they capture this well enough? Am I excited if I read this as an employee, right? If this becomes my manifesto? That's really what I'm asking you to tell me, okay? In a very, again, supportive and encouraging way, okay? So, the first one, again, what did you underline? Maybe, positively with the yellow in the first paragraph. What was clear and appealing maybe?
The part where it says we do things because we believe they are right, not because they're seen to be.
Okay. And what made you interested about that?
Again, just like believing in our core values and not doing what, essentially not doing what we feel, maybe falling into a trap of doing what others are. Just
Yes.
staying true to our roots.
Yes. He's speaking about staying true to our roots. Yes. Any other things that you felt were particularly clear, appealing in that first paragraph, or differentiating?
I actually thought negatively about that
Yeah.
statement.
Me too.
Me too.
Yes.
To me, it sounded a little selfish. Like if I were to say, well, I'm doing this
Yeah.
because I believe it's right, not because I'm doing research and studying what other brands are doing or how things are changing, evolving in the future. I'm doing it because
Okay.
I believe it's right, and that's it. It just sounded very negative.
Yeah, with an opinion that kind of imposed, an imposing opinion, as opposed to creating an opinion from a collaboration or like different ideas.
Yes.
Especially like we do things because we believe they're right. So.
Yes.
But like,
Like,
are they
before
right?
they
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
unnecessary to so
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So what else about this paragraph? What did you highlight?
I liked that everything we do is to expand our Maison's history. I thought it was a good segue to include every brand that yes, we are all part of Richemont, but everyone has their own values and goals that they're trying to achieve.
Right. So expand on our Maisons. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because every brand has such a deep history.
Mhm.
So it's like this is a good way to
Yes.
kind of connect them all.
Yes. I hear you. Okay. What else?
I like how they said our world was precious, especially at a time where everybody's shitting on our world.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares. So it's nice that they're like, I don't know what we're doing about it, but I like that they talked about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
I think the first sentence, our heritage helps us write our future. I think that's, I just find that to be very strong, and I think if I thought of myself as someone new that was coming in, I find that to be appealing because I think it says a lot. It says we have this strong history and we're looking to take that history and to build an even stronger future. So it sounds very promising.
Mhm.
So I like that,
Yes.
that sentence in itself. I think it's very,
Okay.
very strong.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. What are the big watch outs or the things that you think are really too generic, too unclear, too unspecific? If anything, I'm not pushing for.
Just that first part?
Yeah. Still that first
Or so the
paragraph.
okay.
I think probably going back to the idea of doing things because we think they're right. It's just, again, it's like a big, well, exactly who are we, that thinks that these things are right, and what are they measured against? So I think that would be like a big red flag, I would
Yeah.
say, right?
And
Mm.
especially in, there's a lot of things going on in the world too that, all over the world, so it kind of also
Yeah.
touches, and maybe that's where
Globally.
these opinions are coming from,
Mhm.
but,
Okay.
at least, today in the world.
Perfect. And how do you react to "We Think Beyond Today"? The title of that paragraph.
I like that they're thinking about doing like what their footprint is and lasting impression, and I like that, I guess.
Yes? More. How about the others?
Yes, because I think it encompasses our history and future, but I think beyond today.
Okay. And do you think that fits? That's something that is engaging, that fits, what Richmond really stands for? And do you think it's also something that we want to reach, also build on for the future? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Any more thoughts to help me understand about this first paragraph? Your key takeaways. How do you think this cohabits with your specific maison, belongings or understanding? Still that first paragraph. It works? I'm just checking, if there is any incompatibility or...
I don't know what my brand does for that address. I don't know how my brand fits into this. Like, I don't know how we, as far as like our lasting impression on the world, I don't know how we fit in with this. Maybe as Richemont as a whole might contribute in some way to this, but I don't know how my brand does. I guess that's it. I see it.
No, I hear you. Yes.
I don't know how it connects with.
Yeah.
Like, I think the history part is easy for everyone's
Yeah.
brand to connect to,
Right.
and like expanding off of
Gotcha.
designs or products, but I kind of, sometimes it's hard to know with the last sentence, like,
Mm,
is everyone aligned?
exactly. Yes. Yes.
Because we're still
Okay.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So, conclusion on this first paragraph. I mean, good, not good, works, resonate. I want to understand. Overall, with the comments that you said, huh?
I think there are parts that work and there are parts.
Yeah. So, what works? What are the ideas that you want to keep for the first paragraph?
The expanding in the Maison's history, not at the expense of it.
Yes. That is the
successful.
key
other
piece,
things to
huh?
believe that are right, that is not successful.
Yes.
Definitely that our world is more precious. That sounds great. I don't know who would be against that.
Yes.
Leaving that,
Yeah. You have to.
to value that at least, to call
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't hear you. What do you think?
I agree with the last part where our ethics, our integrity, our world is more precious.
Yeah. Yeah, these are
I
key
think that's something
values
that-
too, right?
Yeah, it's like if I were a new hire and I read that, it would be something that resonated with me.
Okay. Next up. We're pioneers of new possibilities. We continuously explore new territories, blending craftsmanship and technology to perfect the shopping experience. Our clients feel as much joy in the discovering as they do into the giving or owning. We use digital to craft the exceptional services our clients deserve. So I hear laughter.
I think that last sentence just
Yeah.
dropped off and just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense, and
No.
one of
You
these
just
things is
added
not
it.
like the other. Yeah.
Like a lot.
It sounds great, but I don't think it pertains to any of our brands.
Because.
We're behind
We're- yeah.
behind the scope on
Yeah.
digital.
And I
Like
think,
Anything technological.
and the statement too, we're pioneers of new possibilities, being behind, you can't be a pioneer. So it kind of
Yeah.
contradicts
That's true,
it,
yeah.
That's
you
true.
know, so.
I feel like we're reactive instead of being proactive.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we wait to see,
Yeah.
wait to see what works, and then we
And-
kind of,
And I feel like
Ah.
we're kind of afraid to take certain risks.
yeah.
Yeah, we look to see what other brands do.
Yeah, exactly. And then based on if it's successful or not, we'll jump on, but I feel like we're late to the party.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes?
And I like the statement blending craftsmanship and technology,
Mhm.
but I think the second part of that could possibly change because that could be more than just the shopping experience.
Yes.
Like it can go into like either the pieces that we create or how we communicate on those pieces, but it's much more than just shopping.
It's too specific, it's too narrow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it's important that they touch on the client is the end goal, but I agree that it's missing the whole first half.
Mhm.
What would be the whole first half?
Just like as in each maison and Richemont in total, like everyone's working so hard on craftsmanship and you know the pieces that are beautiful, and there's so much work that goes into it that it almost feels like it's being like so focused on the client that it's leaving out all the.
Yeah.
And as I mean, we're all a part of Richemont. That's a big chunk of people working for this manifesto.
Okay.
Yeah, it's putting a lot of emphasis on the end user.
Yeah.
And user forgetting about us?
Yeah, just even in terms of like the whole like I guess manufacturing and the selling.
Right?
Or like
Yes.
the core like talking points
Yeah.
Yes.
about the craftsmanship and technology that we can talk about rather than just like here's a piece.
Yes.
Here's a digital platform to sell it.
I hear you. Okay, good bills. Anything else?
I like how they're talking about the clients are excited for discovering the brand and the storytelling and that as they do in giving or owning the piece. Like that's, they're creating these brand ambassadors. I like that idea, but I don't see how it fits in this at all.
Yes.
Craftsmanship and technology, because it's just, you're talking about the selling ceremony, if anything, by sharing, discovering the world of your brand and then you think of giving it as a gift or owning it yourself and then being an ambassador on that, but that's what I took away from it. I don't see how it fits in.
Yes.
That's all.
And then,
But I think that's important to make people ambassadors or clients.
yes. And I mean, and I guess to add to that, I mean, it's, you know, they're talking about craftsmanship and technology, but they're not talking about hearing the actual, and I know there's groups that they do, so it's interesting that it's not here, but part of what makes a perfect shopping experience and you know, and pioneering new possibilities is getting feedback from the maisons, from the store level and up, and that's really integrated as well with craftsmanship and technology to add to
Okay.
the overall experience.
Yes.
And that's not mentioned there, so it's just,
Okay.
you know.
Yes, I hear you. Tell me, what in this paragraph makes Richemont different from the others? In this idea, or in the idea, the way you would rephrase it on that topic. Like, in other words, what can we own in this paragraph that you know that deserves to be highlighted, maybe rephrased, or if anything?
If they can achieve the blending of the craftsmanship and the technology to help the shopping experience, then that would be neat. I don't know if they're referring.
It's, I don't know, I find it hard, especially in this day and age, to kind of be different from other, I guess, groups or maisons. Because everyone has all these resources available to them.
Yes.
And if with our discussion, I think a lot of us felt like we were reactive.
Yes.
Not sort of like leading
Yeah.
the charge.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to say that we're different in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and I guess that's where my question is coming from, because I don't sense that you really engage with that second one. Is it like to?
The only part that I think has like a lot of truth to it, and again, there's a lot of different reasons because of it that aren't mentioned in this paragraph, is I do believe that the clients feel joy in discovering, and I do believe we do give a good shopping experience.
Right.
So I think that is the truth of that paragraph for sure.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except you're also telling me this is probably a bit too specific, right?
Well,
Or
it's not
it should
because
not-
of the reasons, that they're saying, it's not craftsmanship and technology that are necessarily Doing it,
Yeah.
yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so,
I mean, craftsmanship, yeah, I mean, they all have the history in the craftsmanship, but the technology part is probably the biggest, the one that's most far-fetched, I guess,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, and there is some question marks about technology for the group, which I heard before, to be frank, as well. So yeah, apparently there is also some areas that, yeah, it should be reinforced here. Okay, cool. Next one. We reveal the exceptional. Creativity shines through in everything we do. We promise luxury pieces that are not only expertly crafted, but unique. One of a kind, exceptional. That's why all ideas are valuable and curiosity is commonplace.
I mean, so for me, I just highlighted the second sentence.
In blue, right?
In blue, because any brand could say that their product's unique and one of a kind. I mean, what does that mean? You know, and even amongst our own brands, I mean, it's, you know, it's we can all argue that.
So too déjà vu, too overused, not
Yeah.
differentiated.
Yeah.
Cliche.
Too cliché.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Was any a yellow in this paragraph from any one of you?
All ideas are valuable.
Yes.
I love that one.
Tell me, why did you put that in yellow?
That makes me feel respected as an employee, that like my idea would be valuable if I were to share it.
Yes. Do you feel that?
No.
Like actually, sometimes.
Sometimes it could be more. Yeah. And that's, I think, to be clear, there is also a tension here because we're working on a mission statement and a manifesto that should be an aspiration also for future goals. So inevitably, you know, things will need to be improved there. But it has to be credible too. So I understand maybe the technological and the you know, the digital gap makes it a little bit too unrealistic. Maybe this one is achievable, and it's just a matter of, you know, doing it a little more, right? So keep that in mind too. We're not talking about the present. We're talking about goals and an ideal world that we'd like to create for the organization. Cool. Point taken. Any more bills on that one? Yellows first, just to keep things clear for me. Any yellows in the third paragraph?
I just had the same yellow as her.
You did.
So yeah, that's why all ideas are valuable and curiosity.
Gotcha. Yeah. For what reason for you?
It's just it just makes you feel included and like your voice, you have a voice, and that there is collaboration, and that there is, you know, whether or not it's, you know, but that sounds nice. That does sound nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So why this silence otherwise? What?
I thought the first sentence is very clear, focusing on creativity, and I think that encompasses the craftsmanship and kind of relates to the all ideas
Yes.
are valuable.
Yes. But
I think it's still a little vague and could be used at any company, basically.
okay, not different. The silence.
I think that's true. I feel like you could put that in. It's not unique to us. It doesn't make us stand out or anything.
What else did you put? Did you put any blue in this one, or any more yellows, or like what's your reaction to this third paragraph? Those who didn't speak yet. It's boring?
No, I mean, it's, I mean, I do like the idea part. It's interesting to hear different takes on the statement because I had quite a different experience about the ideas, but I also see it from I've had the opportunity to have different vantage points to view how ideas are implemented and how they're heard. So I
Yes.
can see on certain levels the challenges,
Yes.
but you know, from my personal experience, kind of pinpointing it to my specific function and
Yeah.
my experience, it's been a very positive. But I see even within my own maison that there's challenges with the idea. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, in other words, what was your impression about this one, right? The third paragraph will reveal the exceptional.
It was true to my experience.
Mhm.
The ideas are valuable. That and the creativity part too.
Okay. What does it mean we reveal the exceptional?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Since you're putting on the forefront what you think is the best, like you're revealing the best product out there, the best stones or the best this and that, like that's what I'm getting. No? Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think it's clear. I mean,
I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
No.
Not clear. Did you put it in blue then?
No, but I should have.
Yeah, put it in blue. I mean, if it's not clear, put it in blue. We tend to forget the titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
bringing it up.
Yeah, exactly. Because I must tell you, other folks actually, felt it was very powerful, and they thought it was also potentially, about the talents within the organization, sort of by exceptional, so not just the product. So I mean, I'm curious about the perspective. Okay, good. Next up, we're proud of our passion. We put our hearts into every day, and we want our clients to feel this through a personal and trustworthy relationship. We have unique stories to tell and work endlessly to turn these into priceless emotions. At Richemont, passion is worth sharing, and empathy is essential.
I mean, for me, this was the strongest statement and explanation.
Yes.
I put it in yellow. So
Yes.
The whole thing.
So very passionate.
Yes.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a good way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this, I see this
Yeah.
in the maisons, what they're doing and how they're the enchantment,
And they talk about,
Give me examples.
storytelling in just selling ceremonies. I mean, because you see that all the time, like you see these clients that just drink the Kool-Aid, like because our sales associates are telling them these beautiful things and really they trust, it's like this whole simpatico, this relationship that's very successful and it escalates, it really can be fruitful. So
Yeah.
you do see that, I see that often, whether it's even bridal stories and things like that, it's not just about shopping at a counter. It really is, you got a story out of it, you have knowledge about it, you feel good about it, you're an ambassador of the brand, like that's all real. That's my
Yeah.
experience.
And it's completely true. And I think in a lot of ways, I mean, obviously everybody needs to, the bottom line is to sell to make money, but I think it's a lot of the maisons are really working to build the relationship first rather than the commercial aspect of it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's really getting to know the clients and offering, again, exceptional experiences and listening to what they're saying rather than just selling a watch or a piece of jewelry and being transactional.
Right. So it's more than transactions.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's a lot about client discovery.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes. Okay. Yes. What else did you put in yellow here that you liked or felt clear?
Passion is worth sharing and empathy is essential.
Okay.
Trustworthy relationship, feel this through a personal and trustworthy relationship. Like trustworthy is important.
Yes.
Not.
And having empathy too.
That's
Okay.
And I liked priceless emotions.
Okay. What else did you put in yellow?
Pretty much what she said about the personal and trustworthy relationship.
Okay. Did you put anything in blue? Okay, so this is definitely a strong,
The
strong.
keeper.
The keeper. Okay. And you're giving me great examples about this. So, help me come out with, the key conclusion out of this manifesto, right? And you probably at this point you understand that it was aimed at, tackling different topics, right, in those 4 paragraphs. So, key takeaways. What works well? what is engaging, why, and what is not. And it's fine if we repeat ourselves, right? It's just to help me get that full understanding. To summarize, what is interesting there? What you think connects with you and makes sense overall? In terms of topics, values, messages.
I think the first, in the first sentence, we put our hearts into every day. I think that speaks. I feel like that speaks for Richemont as a whole, like not just the Maisons, but even in terms of the for us logistics teams in Dallas and everything. I think that it's everyone joins together to get this end result, which is going to be whether it's delivering a piece to a client or getting items to a boutique to eventually end up in client's hand. But I think that's everyone's kind of putting their all into getting everything done to get the final end result. I find that to be really strong.
Okay. What are the core messages, the core values that you want to, me to retain, that you think are really interesting, ownable, engaging for you as part of this organization?
I like that
all across.
Whatever we do with the World comment, how we impact it, because we're a huge mega company, and we have our hands and feet and everything and all over the world. So it's what are we doing to protect that?
Yes.
And that's important. I think that's something we should talk about. That should be in our mission statement, whatever. That's important.
Yes. Gotcha.
Definitely.
Okay. What else?
And how we use our history to shape our future.
Yes.
That speaks to everything.
Yes. So that notion of history, that notion of shaping the future. This is the shopping list, by the way, for you guys. So how
storytelling, enchantment, how we engage our clients and discover them.
Yes.
Like that.
Passion, secret,
Yeah, the passion.
trustworthy relationship.
Passion, relationship.
And the trustworthy goes both ways. It's creating the trust with the client, but also having it amongst internally as well, with each other.
Yeah.
Because you really can't have one without.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
It trickles down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then again, the ideas that are valuable. I think that's it's a strong statement. I think it's an important statement to to hear again what
Okay.
everybody-
In this list, what is really specific to Richemont?
Heritage.
Okay.
I think we have a rich history.
Say that again.
I believe Richemont, especially the Maisons that fall under Richemont, have a really rich history.
Yes.
I do believe, again, not exclusive to Richemont, but true to Richemont, is I think they are exploring new territories. I mean, they're always expanding, looking at new markets. I mean, they're growing.
Okay.
Whether it's Maisons or other areas. So.
Yes.
I think the title of the last one, we're proud of our passion,
Yes.
as everyone kind of gave examples. You can see it and feel it in the office, at a boutique, kind of everywhere.
Yeah. Anything else to keep? What would you like to add? And I want to be provocative, just very respectfully. I don't sense a lot of excitement around the table. So is it just because, or is it missing something?
I mean, I think we could put again a little bit more into the internal aspect of it, into the relationships, that we have internally. I mean, some of the client things are pretty much spot on, and I think we can all relate to the client things in a really positive way.
Okay.
And it probably shows on the paper, the blue versus the yellow. But I think we can add more about having a more collective voice and really, hearing people's voices and reacting to that. And I think that's kind of where the challenge was with the first We Think Beyond Today, where they said we do things because we believe they're right. You know, it kind of contradicts. We do things because we hear. We're listening to what everybody's saying and deciding on that.
Because
So,
we're a team.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Okay. Great build. More builds.
Something if they could describe, you know, I get the moment where they describing the luxury pieces, that when they actually talk about the products. Like I feel strongly that our pieces are beautiful and handmade, and they are exceptional. But none of this. I don't believe any. Like this is too generic, I suppose. Like I wish they could say that better. And I don't know how, but you know, just speak more to that, because you do have these geniuses over in Paris and all over the world that are making these pieces and spending hours and hours and doing all this stuff, you know, which is amazing, but I'm not getting that here. It's more like, I'm just not getting that here.
Yeah, maybe something about like inspiration from different cultures, globally,
Yeah?
would be more specific to us.
Tell me more. What do you mean?
I mean, I know for mine, I found like, you know, our founders used to travel the world to learn about different cultures, like the different stones that were pertaining to each culture, each market, where there was like colorful stones or unique shapes, and really take that inspiration into the products.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that sensitivity. Like
Which kind of resonates with what you're saying. So it's really like enhancing more the quality of what you do through all this extraordinary inspiration, extraordinary craftsmanship and dedication to creating that exceptional piece.
And like our values in, like I don't know like the specific terms, but like in like finding the stones. Like I know like we only accept like 5% or whatever that number is. So
Yes.
how do you put that in words that like we only accept like the finest
Yes.
and
The
the
selection and
selective.
yeah. You're Van Cleef?
No.
No, you're Cartier? Yeah. Both are. Okay. Yeah. That is clear.
And it's like touching more about, like what you said, with more brand focus, like how involved we are with the art and the dance and like all the, like we do a lot with that, and it's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
But the animals and aren't, you know, the fact that we're enchanted by, you know, the bird of paradise mating ritual. Like I don't know, like saying something towards
The
that.
culture also.
Yeah,
The
it's-
research.
Or,
Yes.
or making
How
the
real.
ordinary extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess like you guys, everything I mean you said is true, and it's really, you know, speaking more to that and the individuality, and highlighting the individuality and inspiration rather than comparing it to a luxury piece, because, you know, it's hard to argue, you know, a Harry Winston necklace isn't better
Beautiful.
than a Cartier necklace, and
Yeah.
you know, this kind of says it is.
Yeah.
You know, so again, it's not really comparing us to other luxury brands, but really just highlighting what we
Our own
offer.
brand.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Anything else, positive and negative? You know, again, this is not the most exciting material as such, right? It's words on a piece of paper, but this is your chance to really contribute to something that you want to be exciting. This is going to go all across the organization, right? Once they agree on. So, what else should you tell me? Should I know? Should I tell them?
Maybe not even say anything about technology. I mean, to be perfectly frank, because I work a lot, and I did Arcadium, and like I get the initiative, absolutely, but the execution's not there.
Comparatively speaking, right, to what other
Compared
brands are doing. Yeah.
to what you hear what's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, just basic POS systems in this, you know, they're not, you know, like I'm not on board with any of our technology or digital advances or our print ads. Like it just seems like we're behind on all
No,
that.
and I read a comment the other day about the Arcadium, because I think they want to bring it to California, right? Or
Oh,
something.
no, yeah.
Or Rodeo
South
or
Plaza
something.
or something.
Yeah, South Coast or Rodeo, and somebody made a comment they should check out Louis Vuitton's pop-up in Rodeo.
Yes.
If they want. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Okay, and that's typically where we're building the future. So how how can
How do
we
you get
speak
ahead of it?
about that maybe in a credible way
Mhm.
for the vision for the future? If it's not technology specifically, what could it be? Right, because you don't want to be hooked by
Yeah.
the current weaknesses either,
Right, you know,
Yeah.
but I just meant like, I wouldn't say any, yeah, but I understand what you mean.
So can we, can
Yeah,
we
it's tricky.
separate it? I mean, there are some technological, I guess, advances that we make in manufacture, and we have to acknowledge them, but I guess technology, like we're talking about it, we're kind of behind, so maybe
Yeah.
find a way to split
Yes,
those two aspects of it.
okay,
The product from the experience.
Yeah.
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 Or find something that you are confident that you can execute and then going with that. Like, you know, you see a couple times now where you can try on product virtually. Like, that's neat and that seems more concrete. Like, that seems more realistic. That,
Yeah.
you know, that we could kind of count on. But
Right,
innovation or something, I just,
or innovation.
I would, yeah, if we can do it. But if at the rate, I just wouldn't even say anything.
Yes, yeah. I mean, point taken, it's absolutely legitimate. Okay. What else? Are we missing anything?
Collaboration. I don't think they emphasize that enough. Like you mentioned earlier, within, like internally, fostering this sort of environment where, you know, it's like this teamwork. We're working together towards like an end goal.
Yes.
I think piggybacking off of that too is like we're working together amongst our own maisons, but maison to maison. Like there's so many resources among everyone that
Yeah.
I find it very difficult sometimes, like being in a smaller brand. Like there are other smaller brands, bigger brands that we could be utilizing some of their information resources, and
Vendor
there's
rights.
not a lot of like
Mhm.
cross function among that.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's secret. Like I think about that all the time with just events. Like we're all the same client almost. Like we
Yeah.
share similar clients and we're all trying to beat each other. But like we're already trying to beat Chanel and LVMH and all them. So like how can we work as a team? Like what has worked for Cartier's events that we could piggyback on for big? You know, like what can we do? But like you don't talk. I don't know what vendors they use. I don't know anything about them. And like that's I always felt that was weird. Because why? Especially just even payroll. Speaking payroll, like I want to use whoever you guys use, so that way it's already an AP system. Like that's easier for me. You know, silly stuff like that. But like just that collaboration. I don't know if that happens in Paris, and it just doesn't. Because I brought this up before at
Yeah.
different forums. You know, sharing ideas and not competing with each other because we're competing with everybody else.
Yeah.
So
We
how-
are all Richemont. Like we're
Yeah.
all here for.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the
small
day,
things.
yeah.
Like why
So
wouldn't
same
you know
goal.
if another brand's having a big moment, and share that so that we don't have a big moment as well, so we compete and these clients are only in town for the like that happens. And I
Yes.
don't know why.
Yes.
I think it seems like there's like a big competitive spirit, and I think each maison is so competitive in general, and you know, knowing that we are competing with the others out there, but even for within, like in-house, we have like this strong sense of competition within, and it's just like, okay, well, we're trying to beat these guys, and you know, we're trying to one up, you know, they're having this event, so we're gonna one up them, and make them, and you know, again, to your point, like, I don't know if I don't think it's something that just stems from here, I'm assuming it's
From
from
headquarters.
it's from
Other
HQ, but it's just, I think it's, you know, that type of change has to absolutely come from the top, because
Right.
it's like, I think we're brought in here, said the same, you know, basically drinking the same Kool-Aid and said that same message, like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna make sure that our event is like the top of the top, and, you know, and then you're into it, but when you're speaking in that, it's correct. It would be so much better if we worked collaboratively and, you know, we're able to come together and share a little bit more. If we would probably end up getting further ahead,
Yeah.
and, you know, but it's just the strong competitive spirit that I just think that
Yeah.
all the maisons
Yeah,
have.
like if one brand found something not to be successful, and another brand's like, oh, let's try this.
Right.
Like you would save so much money.
Exactly.
You know, if I were to,
Yeah.
you know, if we were to come to you and be like, oh, we tried this, it didn't work out. Like I know that you were trying to do this at your event. I would probably do this instead.
Yeah.
Or
But it's the complete opposite.
yeah.
Like,
Yes, it's like you
Okay.
have to.
Okay. One more question at this point also, because you're talking about the, you know, the dynamics between the maison, but also what about culturally local specificities. Through this, if we make the improvements that you've suggested, do you think that would be respectful enough of what's specific to our U.S. market? And
No, I think that that's something that is, the U.S. market's different than the Paris market and different, but it's like you get, we're often trying to be blanketed. Like it's a blanket statement. With it, and I don't know if
with
you
these
can.
topics and with the,
Yeah.
when you're telling me to focus on heritage, history, passion, all that, would that be appropriate also for here? I guess is a
Yeah,
different word.
But I would focus on exactly what you said too, because what you guys are saying is true. And we kind of, a lot of these are blankets, and I would really add something to integrate how each market's different, because it is different than Paris or in China, and
So be
there are-
specific, and because this, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
interrupting you, right?
No,
But this manifesto aims at being universal,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
right?
not region specific.
Yes. So the question is, does it fit overall? And if you want to add, some components from local markets or cultures or values, what would that be that you think would be, interesting and workable for the group?
I think these topics are safe.
Yes.
I think that you can't, I think that's a difficult thing to make a blanket statement for the world and all your markets. So I think some of these are safe.
Yeah.
I think that it wouldn't hurt to curate them in the different, like the Asian Pacific market and all. I think that would
And
make sense, but I don't know how.
I mean, and like the first one, Our Heritage Helps Us With Our Future, everything we do is to expand our maisons and savoir-faire, and then by understanding each of our different markets and cultures and reacting
Okay.
accordingly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
By honoring the tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next page. Behaviors. So, do not read them all again, right? But just same question as for the manifesto, really. I know we've been discussing for a while at this point. But, what do you recall? What do you keep in mind about that when you discovered it before? Jot and I very quickly, but don't read everything again. We're going to
some
do
were,
it.
some were positive, some were negative, like the manifesto, so some were,
Yes. What did you keep in mind about that page?
I didn't like the trust one. With the 150, but we all have the one language of trust. I didn't get anything. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. More. It's really first gut reactions. What else? When you read it for the first time.
I think the first section where they say that no opinion goes unheard. So I like that idea of, they respect our opinions and what we have to say is valuable.
Yes. What else? Gut reactions. Overall, on all.
I feel like this tries to break down the manifesto in more actionable words, but it wasn't specific enough.
Okay. And you're right about the logic. There was that logic. Is okay. How do we behave? How do we put this manifesto into action?
It's again the care, the trustworthiness. It's again that. So I don't know how much different or what innovative or what new. Nothing jumped out or anything.
Gotcha.
Like there was nothing new here from what we read.
Right.
Makes sense. Yes, I get it. Yeah. So, what would you, say to comment? Imagine somebody, your colleague, joins now and didn't read the behaviors. What would you describe to that colleague? Say, oh, well, we've been discussing.
The general core values that we all
Yeah,
share. The ones that we've
and
always
those
known.
behaviors are about what? Or trying to say what? Or trying to prove what?
I mean, they're trying to prove the manifesto. I mean, it's about just, the ethics and
Yeah.
That although we're a luxury brand, we have core, like, deep traditional values that everybody could identify with.
Yes. Namely.
Sure.
trust, care, empathy,
Empathy,
Passion.
passion,
Passion.
yeah,
daring,
Okay.
new ideas.
pride, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
pride, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So, you know, if you want to go through, you know, each of these, we're going to do this in a different order. I would like us to start with the one that you really engaged with, that you thought was very compelling. Which one was it? Let's go around the table. Which one was it for you?
Partnerships are precious. The We Partner.
We partner,
Yeah.
yes.
Same for me.
Same,
Same for me.
same.
I like the explore, the embrace diversity and creativity because we
Okay.
talk about it.
Yeah. And you too?
I like the re-explore.
Explore.
I mean, I'm between We Dare and We Partner. I'll say We Partner too.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And we're not going to pick just
Yeah.
one, right? But it just gives
Yeah.
helps me get a perspective. Okay, so definitely We Partner resonates a lot. Tell me why.
So it really talks about how we work together for an end goal. Like it's not
Yeah.
just like one person or one brand working towards success. Like we're all working together.
Yes.
And that statement that basically specifies that our personal success is our collective
Mhm.
success, and that's, you know, totally like basically what it is. You know, from start to finish, it's a collection of people and everyone that's working to get the end result. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And how we use each other and all of our resources to grow. I like
Yeah.
I mean, and again, it says, and here it mentions the relationship, not towards clients, but just as a statement that can apply both internal,
Yes.
you know, as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, specifically, what does it say about Richemont that you know maybe is specific to Richemont mindset and behavior?
I mean, for me, that means the structure in itself, it is specific. You know, if you're, I can probably say for most of the brands, I don't know every brand, but many of the brands report to the same people for finance and for HR, and so there is a nice sense of partnership there.
Gotcha.
You know,
Nice.
where other companies, other you know, groups don't really have that. It's just very individual. So again, it's nice to you know, to see that you know, through your entire you know, journey, whether it's with one maison or a different function in a different maison, you still keep those relationships going, and it actually means a lot. It doesn't feel like you're separated, you know, at any point of the way.
Very clear. Okay, then we had We Explore. What are the key words in this?
We embrace diversity and creativity because we wouldn't be here without it. I felt that was strong and encompasses how, I mean, we are a global brand and they're encompassing everyone's different markets. I know we kind of said that it could be more specific, but it is overall.
Yeah, I feel like we are sensitive to different culture. I've learned more about other cultures working here
Mm-hmm.
than I knew anything about. Like they do pride themselves in educating and about all the different. Cause you do see especially in New York, you see all different cultures coming into shop and things. You have to be sensitive to that, and so just knowing about all that, that's helpful, and having that be a part of our DNA, that's important.
Yeah.
We should honor that as yeah.
Perfect. More thoughts on that. Even the word itself, right? We explore. How appealing is it? How aspirational is it?
Very.
Very.
Yeah.
Yes. Sounds about adventure. Yeah.
Daring, you know, willing to
Daring.
take risks.
Yes. Anything in blue here that you didn't understand or didn't like?
I did blue under We Perform. We work with agility and simplicity because great performance is more than hard work. I didn't get that. Maybe I'm just dense, but I didn't.
Okay, so you moved on to the
Oh, wait, I thought
we
it was the whole thing,
perform.
sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's fine.
No.
But yes, maybe let's hold your thought and step back and go back to we explore. All yellow, so we don't have any blue on this one. It's all
No blue.
encouraging and good and clear.
I mean, there's nice words to explore boldness, diversity, creativity. I mean, it's appealing, it's engaging, it's.
But is it convincing? Is it engaging?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
for
it's
sure.
believable.
Yeah.
It's
We're
also
talking about it.
believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can all give examples of we explore.
Like, taking your words.
I mean, even just with the diversity of the, the HR, the hiring that we do. I mean, that in itself is for me, there's a diversity, at least in my experience.
Okay.
And amongst the different, and again, learning different cultures. So, when there are meetings, it's everybody is involved, representatives of every culture. And so, it becomes like a melting pot. So you're able to hear and listen to their ideas, share your ideas and cultures, and it's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. More thoughts on that one? Okay, so let's switch to We Perform. So We Perform was a bit less clear apparently, and we actually didn't tick it before. So what was less engaging, if anything, or if there was anything interesting, what was it? That fits with Richmond, that really is, distinctive, engaging, and clear.
Every day we bring our best for our clients.
Yes.
I mean, I like to think that at the Maison level, our sales associates and managers, really drive that point home, making sure that they deliver the best shopping experience for our clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you guys can speak better to it because I'm in a finance role, but from what I'm hearing, you guys are more involved with the Maison and stuff, like the boutiques, so you can better speak to it in terms of just the entire shopping experience.
I like we create value, knowing the integrity of our brand is never for sale. I think that's a strong statement. But for the most part, I believe it to be true, throughout each of the Maisons, because we each value, each of the Maisons are valued, and you express that through whether it's in the boutiques, through your sales associates, and the way you speak to the product, so it kind of elevates, the idea of the brands and the product. So I think that's a strong statement.
Yeah.
I like that statement can kind of be interpreted several ways. We create value, for the customer, we create value in our products. I just felt like it was a very, it encompassed a lot more than what it might come off as.
Right.
Having no compromise is very important to include in any of our dialogue, because you see that, I guess, we'll never discount any, and people are always wanting us to compromise because they want, it's just because other brands do.
Yeah.
And we don't, and holding steadfast to that, so that way you're not going to be turned on by another boutique in a different market.
Yeah.
No, we don't compromise, said and done, which is valuable. I think it's very, very valuable. I think people would appreciate that. It's just another blanket, but it's like security for them. It's just it makes them feel good. That's important to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like with that statement, though, it kind of contradicts their agility.
I think
Yeah,
if you're not willing to compromise, that doesn't make you all that agile, then,
So I
what are you compromising on? Yeah.
I
But
agree
I get
that
what you're saying.
we do.
No, you're right, though.
Yeah, in certain
If they
in
like
zones, you
specify
have to have some level of
flexibility.
flexibility.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's not just no, and it's not so black and white.
Exactly.
It's-
Yeah.
You really have to be creative and think outside the box, and
Yeah.
you know, sometimes, you know, you do have to, again,
Especially considering like just like how much of the shopping experience has changed.
yeah,
The way people purchase.
yeah, online and things we have, you know. The agility and simplicity thing, I guess from the point of our IT and point of sales, we're not very agile or simple. I think everybody can agree on that. So if, you know, if we're speaking in we perform for that area, I think that is, again, that's part of that technology, I guess, part of it too for us. Yeah, it's definitely not simple, and it's definitely not agile. So I think there's a lot of challenges that we face, and especially on the Maison level, that actually make it very difficult to, for the team.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, being proud and the performance is more than hard work. I mean, there's a lot of positives in we perform.
Yeah.
Because I think we all, you know, I mean, the idea is to go home proud, to go home feeling like you've accomplished something,
Yeah.
that you've made a difference,
Yeah.
whether it's in finance or, you know, selling merchandise, you know.
Taking pride in your,
Yeah.
your craft, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about taking pride in your craft.
It's just gonna make you wanna work harder, it's just gonna make
Exactly.
everything better,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, believe it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the word we perform? Does it make you,
Yeah.
does it seem appealing?
It's not engaging.
No?
Yeah, it doesn't evoke any.
We perform.
You prefer what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems more as like athletic or something, like a gym. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I got that vibe.
Like, what about like revalue?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes?
Mhm. That's okay. Because we create value, as we already said it.
Yeah.
It made everybody feel good.
Or we make a difference, or like.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So then we had We Dare. So is there anything unclear here?
No, it was.
I think it's
Yeah?
Very straightforward.
Yeah, it was
Yeah?
yellow.
And how appealing is it?
very.
Very?
I think, yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone wants their voice to be heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
I read that, I'm like, wow, I could be successful here. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
I mean, I would maybe change the word, because dare doesn't always seem like a positive thing, you know? Like we listen, or we.
Yeah, we listen to
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice, that's nice.
We listen to.
We listen instead of?
We dare.
Ah. But it's not the same, hold on.
Also, speaking of just like our opinion being valued, I think this statement kind of encourages people to come forth with
Yeah.
ideas. Because if I read
Yes.
something like that, I'd be more